My name is Steven Middleton, and I've spent my career producing documentary films, playing in an old-time string band, and serving as a college instructor at Morehead State University. I've recently realized I've been traveling so much to produce my own personal muse that I haven't had the time to sit down and chat with other artists on what they do and how they do it. So I've teamed up with the practicum students at Morehead State University to produce a program to focus on artists from our region and to explore how they create and build their works. This is Mountain Muse.
And welcome to Mountain Muse. I am your host, Colonel Steven Middleton. Mountain Muse is the program about art and artists who make it right here in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Very excited to have on the program today Chatteroi. Chatteroi is an old-time string band that focuses on the tunes of old-time music, Big Sandy Valley and Ohio River Valley, and further beyond. We got Scott Miller here and Scott Rucker to play for us right here after the break, so stay tuned.
The views are breathtaking. The experience is hands-on. The instruction is personal. The programs are nationally ranked. The atmosphere is welcoming. It's all here, all in one unique place at Morehead State University, all to help you soar higher.
Welcome back to Mountain Muse. Very excited to have here on the program Chatteroi. Take it away.
MSU's Breckenridge Hall is home to the Convergent Media major, where you take CVM practicum courses with either MSU TV, the campus online newspaper The Trailblazer, or maybe get on the radio with Morehead State Public Radio. While working for MSU TV, you'll get the chance to help others produce content for the university or produce your own. At The Trailblazer, you become a journalist and find news stories to publish. You can even work on your skills as a multimedia editor. For more information and to join a practicum, be sure to contact one of the faculty advisors. Do you consider yourself a leader? Then apply today to be a residential advisor at Morehead State. You'll be a part of making a huge difference on campus. You even get a room provided to you as an extra perk. As an RA, you do your best to make sure dorm life is awesome. Apply today. Be an RA.
And welcome back to Mountain Muse. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, here with me, Scott Rucker, Scott Miller, Chatteroi, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Now, the type of music you all play is old-time string band music. Talk a little bit about what that is and why you all play that.
Well, when we talk about old-time string band music, we're from the Ashland, the tri-state area, southwest, West Virginia, southeastern Appalachian, Ohio, and northeastern Kentucky. So there were bands that played as bands, but then there were a lot of people that played as duos, and that's kind of what we typically play as a duo. And so we both play multiple instruments, so we have a lot of variety in terms of what we're able to play as a duo.
And all these tunes came from that region originally, right?
Most of them did. We're pretty fond of the Ed and Ella Haley recordings. There's been a recent re-release of those, and they're really clear if you haven't heard them. But they played fiddle and mandolin a lot because they were very portable instruments, and we love those recordings, and we love doing the fiddle and mandolin tunes from that area. They lived in Ashland their adult lives.
Oh, it sounds great. The name Chatteroi, that's a name you don't hear every day. Talk a bit about that name and how you came up with that name, and is there an origin to Chatteroi?
Yeah, tell them about that.
Scott came up with the name. It's a great name. I loved it as soon as I heard it. It's the Algonquin Shawnee word for the Big Sandy River.
Oh,
and
very unique.
Also the name of the first rail line that ran from the mouth of the Big Sandy up to the coal fields in the late 1800s. It was later bought out by Collis Huntington C&O line.
Chatteroi is a much better name, I will say. Why is it important, though, to preserve these songs and this music that you all play?
Well, our region is really rich in traditional music. And it dawned on me, I was in New Orleans, and there were a group of kids standing on the street, playing for tips, and they were playing old-time music from our region. So, that really speaks highly of the repertoire of our region. So, Roger Cooper, who's a good friend of ours, calls it, he likes to call it Big Sandy River fiddling. So in his mind, that encompasses from, along the Big Sandy, over toward Portsmouth and Lewis County where he lives. And the style of the tunes being on the river, they were very notey. They were really great players. They had the influence of all the river traffic. So there were a lot of great players. So you had, as Scott mentioned, Ed Haley. There was J.W. Day, who went by the stage name Jilson Setters, who was actually the fourth oldest fiddler ever recorded. And so we have him, then we have all of those great regional fiddlers like Buddy Thomas and J.P. Fraley and that older generation. So we like to teach these tunes and play these tunes to kind of keep them as part of the fabric of the region. I like to say that every part of our country, fiddle music was very important in the entertainment of early America and all the way up until the 60s and even a little later. But every part of the country has its own, I like to call those just musical accents, just like we have spoken accents. So there's great fiddling in New England, there's great fiddling in all parts of Appalachia, the Midwest, Texas, California, the West Coast, and so the tunes, a lot of the tunes that we play and try to preserve, I mean, that's kind of an accent of the history of our culture right there and the dance culture as well.
Yeah, it's very unique in that sense, and sometimes I think people just see fiddle and banjo and they think bluegrass, but it's something a little bit more deeper than that, the history of this music.
Well, we're talking about Ed Haley, and we're talking about, J.W. Day played before the King and Queen of England, so they are pre-country music, and so we want to kind of lobby to get them signs on Highway 23, Country Music Highway, because they were pre-country music, and that's kind of the roots of where this music came from.
Now, you teach this type of music. If someone would like to find out more about how they could learn old-time fiddle or banjo, they could take lessons with you either here at Morehead State University, Kentucky Center for Traditional Music, or your own music school.
Right, Appalachian School of Music. There's a Facebook, and you can touch base with me there. Okay.
And then Chatteroi, how can we find out more about Chatteroi? Facebook and Instagram?
Facebook.com/Chatteroi.
There we go. You can't forget a name like Chatteroi. How about take a break, we come back, and we jam on a big one here. Maybe we get another person to join in with us here.
Oh, that'd be great.
Ready? We'll be right back.
Sounds great.
And welcome back to Mountain Muse. How about Chatteroi right here? Check out Chatteroi, Facebook and Instagram at what you see on your screen right now. Also check out Scott here at the Appalachian School of Music on your screen as well. Scott also teaches at the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music, and we've been joined by a special guest here, Mr. Nathan Kaiser, who also teaches at the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music and also teaches old-time fiddle, banjo, and guitar. How about we all jam on one out of here? All right. Let's do Squirrel Hunters. Kick it off.